What is up, guys? It is Marcus from Perspective Sports, and welcome to my new series, What's Next? In this series, I look across the NBA and project what I think teams should do this offseason in a realistic manner to improve their team heading into next season. Today, we'll be looking at the Portland Trailblazers, who managed to surprise a lot of people, including myself, surging late in the season to grab the third overall seed in the Western Conference, only to be embarrassed by Anthony Davis, Rajon Rondo, Drew Holiday, and the New Orleans Pelicans, who would go on to sweep them in the opening round. And in that series, Damian Lillard would average 18.5 points per game, 4.5 assists per game, while shooting 35% from the field. Also, he didn't score more than 20 points in a game in the entire series. But when you look at this Portland Trailblazers team, they really had no business being a third overall seed and are far from contenders. So what do they do from here? Let's take a look at what we'll be working with heading into the offseason. We'll have negative $12,545,927 in cap space, one draft pick, and that's the 24th overall pick. Our 54th overall is owed to the Dallas Mavericks, and we have 5 free agents in Ed Davis, Yusef Nurkic, Shabazz Napier, Pat Connaughton, and Wade Baldwin IV. And so we don't really have a lot heading into the offseason, and when you look at this year's draft class, it leaves much to be desired. And there's not many players I would select with the 24th overall pick in this class, but let's take a look at some guys that I think have a lot of value. And let's start with Gary Trent Jr., a 6'6" shooting guard out of Duke. He didn't get a lot of attention that I feel that he really deserved at Duke, but when you're playing with Marvin Bagley, Grayson Allen, Wendell Carter, there's only so much national attention that can be spread around. But Trent Jr. has tremendous size for the two-guard spot. Again, he's 6'6", 215. He's a very good shooter. He shot 40% from 3 and 41.5% from the field and had a 57% true shooting percentage. Trent Jr. with the right coach can be a very efficient player in the NBA and would be a steal at 24. The next guy is Jontay Porter, Missouri. He's 6'11", 240, and his stats don't jump off the page, but he's the prototype of a modern-day big, and he can do a little bit of everything. He's long, as he is 6'11". He can stretch the floor. He's shooting 36% from beyond the arc in Missouri. He grabs 6.8 rebounds per game and uses his length as he posted 1.7 blocks per game and is very comfortable with the ball in his hands. Porter isn't going to see a lot of minutes off the break like day one. He may even see some time in the G League, but if he leaves his name in the draft and the team does get him with the right coaching, I think he can be a very efficient player at the next level due to the prototype and the physical tools that he has. So these are the two guys that I'm targeting. Obviously, in real life, I have way more players on my board, but let's stick with 2 for the time's sake of this video. And here we are at draft night, and the Phoenix Suns are now on the clock with the first overall pick, but we are on the phone with the San Antonio Spurs negotiating a blockbuster deal to bring Kawhi Leonard to Portland, and the deal currently looks like this. The Trailblazers will receive Kawhi Leonard in the 49th overall pick, and the Spurs will receive CJ McCollum, Zach Collins in the 24th overall pick. This isn't the official deal, obviously. This is just a foundation of the deal. The draft continues, and boom, we finally have a deal to acquire Kawhi Leonard, point guard Derek White in the 49th overall pick in exchange for CJ McCollum, Zach Collins, the 24th overall pick, 2019 Trailblazers first round pick unprotected, and a 2022 Trailblazers first round pick top 5 protected, or a 2022 and 2023 second round pick will be transferred to the San Antonio Spurs. And the San Antonio Spurs will take this deal because they'll receive an all-star caliber guard who can score in bunches in CJ McCollum as a Manu Ginobili replacement. They'll get a young center to develop under Pau Gasol in Zach Collins, but he'll also be able to learn from LaMarcus Aldridge, which his skill set sort of resembles, and he really fits what the Spurs do, and they'll get a slew of first-round picks. This is the best offer that I believe the Trailblazers can make without Damian Lillard being thrown into the deal. I also do believe, according to the reports that I've read, and I'm not sensationalizing this, that Kawhi Leonard will not be in a Spurs uniform ever again, and this is the best deal I think Portland could offer. And we're back in the draft with the 49th overall pick. I made this a point to get, and we're going to select shooting guard Malik Newman out of Kansas, who's 6'3", 178. And again, the 49th overall pick was a must-do for me in the Kawhi Leonard deal because we don't have a ton of cap space, and we do need to add depth. And I know that we do need bigs on this roster, but that's kind of a scarce resource in this class, so I went with the best available at 49, and I think Malik Newman will be the best available at the 49th overall pick. Now, let's take a gander at the new roster. At point guard, we have Damian Lillard and Derek White. At shooting guard, we have Evan Turner and Malik Newman. At small forward, we have Kawhi Leonard, Maurice Harkless, Al-Farouq Aminu, and Jake Layman. At power forward, we have Caleb Swanigan. And at center, we have Georgios Papagiannis. improved, but still nowhere near a contender. And now we're at free agency, and I do have some players lined up to target. In point guard, Rajon Rondo from the New Orleans Pelicans, center Brook Lopez from the Lakers, shooting guard Avery Bradley from the Clippers, center Jahlil Okafor from Brooklyn, and shooting guard / small forward Tyreke Evans from Memphis. And here are the players that we have agreed to terms with and their contracts. Shooting guard Avery Bradley on a 3-year, $37.5 million deal, and center Jahlil Okafor on a 2-year, $10 million deal. The only problem is we don't have enough cap space. In the Kawhi Leonard deal, we trimmed about $4,605,460, and it would have been more, but Kawhi Leonard's 15% trade kicker kicked in, LOL, and rose his salary by $3,014,878, and we now have negative $7,940,467 in cap space. We'll be able to sign Okafor using the mid-level exception, sometimes called the mile, but we'll need to clear cap space for Avery Bradley first, meaning we'll have to deal either Evan Turner and or Maurice Harkless, and this is the trade that we've completed with the Chicago Bulls. And in this deal, we'll acquire shooting guard Antonio Blakeney, who's on a 2-way contract, and a 2020 Bulls second-round pick, and the Bulls will receive shooting guard Evan Turner and a 2022 Trailblazers first-round pick if top 5, or a 2022 and 2023 second-round pick. I think the Bulls take this deal because although they're not likely to get the first-round pick because we likely won't finish in the top 5, they still be getting a versatile player in Evan Turner who can pretty much do whatever he needs to fit in. I mean, he was a primary ball handler with the Celtics. He plays off ball with the Trailblazers. He's an effective defender. He's an overall very valuable player. He's just really expensive, but they will eventually get either the draft pick or 2 second-round picks in the future. So I think this would be good enough for the Bulls to do because they're not competing anytime soon. As for Portland, we're not getting any major assets in return because we're clearing up cap space for Avery Bradley, and everyone knows how I feel about Antonio Blakeney. I think this guy's going to be a star sooner or later, and if he's given the opportunity in Portland, which still need him to play solid minutes behind Avery Bradley, I think he'll just prove just that. So far, we've cleared $17,868,852 off the books, and we're back in the black, but it's still not enough money to sign Avery Bradley. We only have $9,928,385, about $3 million shy of the needed cap space, and we're failing to find a trade partner for Maurice Harkless, so we'll have to renounce the rights to point guard Shabazz Napier, clearing $7,084,080 off the books, and Wade Baldwin IV, clearing $1,663,854. These two moves clear in total $8,747,904, meaning we now have $18,676,289, and we officially signed Jahlil Okafor and Avery Bradley, dropping our cap space back down to $3,676,289. And with that extra $3 million, we signed a veteran known for his defensive presence in Rajon Rondo on a 1-year, $3 million deal, dropping our cap space to $676,289. Now that that's out of the way, because that sure is a lot of numbers to be reading off, we have much more. We re-signed Jusuf Nurkic to a 4-year, $50 million deal, and power forward Ed Davis to a 2-year, $20 million deal. And now that we're done with the numbers, let's take a look at our final roster heading into the 2018-2019 season. At point guard, we have Damian Lillard, Rajon Rondo, and Derek White. At shooting guard, we have Avery Bradley, Antonio Blakeney, and Malik Newman. At small forward, we have Kawhi Leonard, Maurice Harkless, Al-Farouq Aminu, and Jake Layman. At power forward, we have Ed Davis and Caleb Swanigan. At center, we have Jusuf Nurkic, Jahlil Okafor, and Georgios Papagiannis. This roster still has some holes that I would like to fill, but remember, this is just one off season. Rome wasn't built in a day, and this roster is much improved, in my opinion, from this current past year. But what do you guys think the Trailblazers to do this offseason? Do you like what I think they do? Do you think the Kawhi Leonard deal would even go through with the amount of teams that would be bidding on him? I don't. I mean, I would probably give it a 42% chance that deal would get accepted when you take into consideration all the other teams that would be in the sweepstakes. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. I look forward to reading them. I'll see you there.